Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Jeffrey Time. I tell you what, we got a new contract to talk about. We knew there was going to be an extension that got done today, right? Zeke's may still be coming. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Zeke gets signed today. But Lyle Collins, it looks like, got himself a nice fancy contract extension, which means the Cowboys were telling us the truth when they said they are open for business. Okay, one, what does this mean? I think it's curious that they're willing to commit that much to the offensive line. Now, I don't hate that because I do believe that protecting your quarterback and the people that the quarterback throws to are the most important things in football currently. So I don't hate that you're trying to protect your quarterback. And obviously the Cowboys got Lyle Collins, much like they got Jalen Smith, to say, hey, here's what I think I could get on the open market, but I'd really like to be here. What can we do? And they got him for less than they think the market value is. And I think if his number is going to be like $11 million a year, that when you look at a 5-year extension and you look 3-4 years down the road and there's a bunch of right tackles making 15, 16, maybe $18 million, that you look at that deal and you say, hey, we got a pretty good deal here. I do want to say this. Lyle Collins is not Tyron Smith. Like I saw my buddy Bobby Belt throwing out the idea that, hey, maybe if you wanted to be the left tackle of the future, or maybe he wasn't saying that, I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but mentioning that you could get out of Tyron's contract if you want. Here's the thing about Tyron. Tyron's still an all-pro caliber player. Like, you may worry that his back tightens up, and if he misses games, that's worrisome, but he's still an all-pro caliber player. Lyle Collins, to me, is about a league average tackle. And I don't want to knock the guy. I want to be honest about what I think that he is. Your left tackle is incredible. Your right guard is incredible. Your center, you hope, is back to incredible. Your left guard, you're hoping, has moved past well below league average this year with his new body. And your right tackle is about league average. Now, if you want to pay a right tackle that for the certainty of what you have, okay, cool. You can do that. No problem. So it's nice. I mean, it's nice to be locking in all these offensive linemen with none of them really, as the cap keeps going up and up and up, with none of them locked into massive numbers. That's cool. So I'm fine. That's all good. It's curious that you would want to have 4 highly compensated offensive linemen plus a second rounder who hasn't been paid yet and still feel like you need to pay a running back a ton. But shout out to Zeke. That's good strategy. They didn't have a good plan behind him at this time, so force their hand. Good for you, buddy. Hope you get a ton of money. But it's a cap, so I don't hope you get a ton of money. Whatever. Okay, now I want to move on to this. What is salary cap hell? Because I see Mike Fisher, colleague, friend of mine, KD Drummond, friend of mine, Joey Ikes, internet friend of mine. I see these guys talking about how there's no such thing as cap hell, so I want to be clear about this. You can sign as an NFL team anybody you want at any time. The fact that these guys have all been signed doesn't mean the Cowboys can't sign Zeke. It doesn't mean they can't sign Amari Cooper. It doesn't mean they can't sign Dak Prescott. Now, eventually there does become a limit to the number of guys that you can keep that are mid-level guys because, yes, eventually you'll run out of space. Now, to their point, I believe, you can restructure whatever you want. You can push money back as much as you want, and you can make room to sign whoever you want. That's true. Now, my ultimate example of cap hell is the New Orleans Saints. We think of Drew Brees as an 11 to 13 win quarterback every single year. How quickly people forget that they went 7-9 3 years in a row because they had about $40 million in dead money every year on a $155 million cap. That's what cap hell is. So if Lyle Collins and Jalen Smith play out their contracts and they're healthy and they don't tinker with the contract and move money around and restructure to sign other guys, then you can be okay. That's the good part about what they're doing. Lyle Collins is young and pretty healthy. Jalen Smith, I know you may not think of him as healthy, but since he's gotten into the league and come back off of his injury, he's been healthy. If those guys stay healthy and play out those contracts, you'll be okay. Cap hell is when you push money around for the present and you get to the future and Tyron Smith's not healthy, but you've moved around his guaranteed money. And pick another offensive lineman and pretend that they're not healthy and you've moved around a bunch of money and you want to get out of these deals and you can't. Or it gets to the point where you want out of these deals and it's worth it to you. Like, hey, I owe this guy, he's a $21 million cap hit, but I can save 8 of it by cutting him this year. That's how you get to where the Saints were with $40 million in dead money. If you make bad contract decisions, if guys don't stay healthy, then eventually you come upon a year or sometimes a series of 3 years, like the Cowboys with Romo. That sucked. You don't want to be sitting there and be handicapped by guaranteed money to a guy that can't play. So what you hope is that all of these guys that they sign are healthy and can play out these deals, and that they don't have to tinker with a bunch of these deals and move money around. Like Tyron Smith, I don't want you to keep restructuring his contract. I love Tyron. He's still one of the best left tackles in football. Anybody who thinks otherwise is wrong. He's one of the best left tackles in football, for sure. But if you're going to have all these just random ailments that one day they may catch up, you don't want to run into a year, 2 or 3 years from now, or even a year from now, where you still have as much guaranteed money or dead money as his salary. That's how you get into cap hell, which is very real. It's absolutely real. Drew Brees will be the first one to tell you about it. The Cowboys have seen it. So there you go. Lyle Collins, congratulations. Welcome to real football, and let's get it on. 105.3 The Fan. Don't forget to subscribe. In the comments, leave who you'd like to see extended next. Can't be Zeke, because I think he's going to get done today. That's just my guess. All right. I'll see you guys on G-Bag Nation.